Among Ashes is the most pleasant surprise I've experienced in a long time. I discovered it through Steam and it looked interesting enough, and I thought, why the hell not? It reminded me of Inscription in a way, and I loved that, but I was not expecting something of this level of quality. I literally feel like this dev, Ratcliffe, made it for me. Among Ashes tickled every single one of my horror nerd receptors. Let me set the premise. You find yourself alone, your roommate out of town, all alone, straight gaming. Now, let me pause here for a second. This is something that the game is great at doing. I've seldom seen other horror-style games replicate this. One being the aforementioned Inscription, but there are others. Now, what exactly am I talking about? Now, come on, son, let me tell you about that meta horror. You're a guy playing on a computer, playing a guy playing on a computer. And through that alone, it adds this layer of connection because you're able to better relate to the player character. So the game conceptually from the jump has this enhanced immersion, which is absolutely gravy when it comes to horror. We start the game playing a Doom clone, blasting and flipping switches on our little 2000s PC, until you reach the boss that one-shots you. Your friend Mark messages you AOL style. This chat room we see here really is a nice touch at making our environment more believable. We can scan through different chats with unique profiles and such, and although we can only interact with Mark, this is such a perfect way to start a game like this. Mark catches up with us and sends us a link to a eerie horror game called I'm Sorry. While we wait for the download, we can read through the posts of other players who are talking about the game, similar to Itch.io. It downloaded, though something's weird. It loads up as a game called Night Call. Anyways, let's start the actual game. You play as two detectives, investigating on the basis of a concerned caller.
Damn storm. Why can't people just leave us alone until it stops raining?
Crime doesn't wait for good weather, Amy.
I didn't even know this house existed until today.
That's because you're new to this town, Amy. Everyone in Outsmouth knows about Stoker Manor. The children think it's haunted. People hear strange noises coming from it all the time.
So what makes tonight any different?
The caller said they heard a woman screaming, like she was being killed. We can't ignore that.
Ugh, fine.
The caller heard screaming coming from the infamous Stoker mansion. As you and your coworker arrive on the scene, we get to feel things out. We have a Silent Hill style menu, so right off the bat, we know we're in for some good old-fashioned survival horror action. There's nothing else to do, so we approach the manor.
Oh, good evening, officers.
Good evening.
How may I help you?
We got a call a while back about some strange noises coming from the manor. Screams.
Screams? Oh my. Well, I'm sorry, but I was here all night, and I didn't hear anything. It must be some sort of silly prank.
Even if it is, would you mind if we have a look inside?
Of course not. Please, come in. You will see, we have nothing to hide. My name is Lorelei. I am the manor's housekeeper.
I'm Officer Jack King, and this is my partner, Officer Amy Lovecraft.
Who is in the manor right now, Lorelei?
Oh, it's just me. Dr. Francis Stoker and his son, little Derek. The doctor must be in his study upstairs, unless he went to bed already. The child should be sleeping by now.
The maid greets us at the door, telling us there's nothing to worry about. Obviously, as detectives, we can't take her at her word. She reluctantly agrees and then lets us take a little look around. At first, we find nothing except the standard handgun ammo laying around the manor, and of course a save point. And while we're on that, this game's save points are awesome. To my knowledge, this is the first survival horror game I've seen make this innovation. Normally, this genre's contemporaries, as I'm sure you know, have a limited number of saves mechanic, usually tied to a finite item. But in Nightcall, you have limited saves, but your number of finite saves are stationed at your save point, which is a notebook with the number of pages in said notebook being how many times you can save at that one particular save point. Not only is it an interesting twist on a tried and true mechanic, but it also works diegetically. Now this is very interesting in terms of the formula, meaning theoretically you'll have to worry about spacing your saves in important locations. Back to the game.
Dr. Stoker,
Oh? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you come in, officers. Is everything all right?
we're just having a look around. Someone called saying they heard screams coming from the manor.
Well, as you can see, I am a busy man. Have a look around, if you like. But you won't find anything out of the ordinary, I assure you.
We find our way to the manor's own Dr. Stoker, who reassures us that nothing is going on. As we walk our way back out of the manor, we hear why the caller was so concerned.
What the?
Oh,
I thought you said you were the only woman in the manor, miss.
I'm sorry, officers. Sometimes I forget about Mrs. Stoker. She's been ill for a while, you see.
Perhaps we should check on her.
Yes.
Please don't. It's just her illness acting up. We wouldn't want to disturb her. She can have quite the temper. She hasn't been herself for a while now.
I'm afraid we must insist.
Very well. Here's the key to her room.
The creepy maid now having to acknowledge our purpose. She hands us the keys to the doctor's wife's room. Upon entering, we find her rotted corpse. Needing answers, we leave to confront Stoker, but just before we leave...
She's coming after you, Jack! What the hell was that? I thought she was dead.
There's something wrong with this place.
Let's get some answers.
With that dealt with, let's line out the mad doctor. Oh wait, we got a message. Mark asks us if we've seen the girl. He must be talking about something that happens later. Anyways, we head back to Stoker's study to confront him, but the door's locked, so with nowhere else to go, we explore the downstairs of the mansion. Entering into the first room on the right, our partner is attacked. The first real enemy of the game, but she's simple enough to take care of.
Amy, are you okay?
That damn thing almost killed me. Damn it.
Maybe you should sit down for a while. I'll go find Dr. Stoker and get us out of here. You gather
We
your
let our partner Amy take a load off after what she just went through, and then find a key to use on Stoker's study. He's gone, but we find a padlock on his desk and a missing spot for a book on his shelf. Mark messages us again, telling us that there's a bug in the game. This bug does not allow us to solve the puzzle, but that's okay because Mark's got us. Mark sends us a post from a forum that has found the solution, apparently from looking through the files. So after solving the puzzle, we get the key to the kitchen. On our way, we encounter the first actual threat in the game, one resembling a twisted hospital patient.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
How endearing. At this point, we can kind of see a theme here. The enemies seem to be failed experiments of Dr. Stoker, but we'll get back to that later. In the kitchen, we find the missing book to Stoker's shelf. Right before we get back to place the book, the girl Mark told us about makes her appearance. Taking us away from the computer screen for the first time, we investigate our apartment. Our room's normal enough, at least. Stepping out into the hallway, however, there appears to be broken glass on our floor from what I assume was a vase on the desk, and the window open. With the mess cleaned up, we explore our dwelling further. The room next to ours is locked with the name Amelia on it, who the creator actually clarified to me is your roommate. Pretty cool dev. Anyway, there's also a bathroom with nothing in it and nothing ever happens in it. Awesome. In the living room, we can peep out the door similar to Silent Hill 4, which is always a nice touch. It really adds this paranoia to the apartment. Beyond being a little boogered, we can continue night call. Hey, another text from Mark. Seeming more unnerved than the last time about the strangeness of Nightcall, he again asks us if we've seen the girl, probably to confirm he's not just going crazy. In the lab, we see the same monsters from earlier in large test tubes. This confirms our hunch about the experiments. To our right, there's a save room. Within said save room, there's cadavers and a lockbox with slots for multiple keys. Anyways, next to our obligatory notepad is the fairy key. Interesting. And some pills.
Pills here.
On the 6 cadavers, there's reports presumably written by our old friend Dr. Stoker, describing how the different subjects reacted to the experiments, all of them being listed as failed. This might have something to do with the lockbox. Ascending to the second floor past some more creature containers, we find a red lever and a vampire key. Pulling it raises up another test subject where we find a siren key. With there now being a humongous hole behind us and nowhere else to go, we now enter dark, spooky box place. This part right here is something else, dude. Let me tell you, you just know it's building up to something with this drawn-out exploration and change in scenery. I love moments like this. It's absolute hell trying to force yourself to push forward, not knowing what you'll have to face. The bizarre pictures don't help either. At the end of this screeching tension, the ghost key is found. And of course, we have to turn around and head back the way we came. And if we didn't face anything on the way in, you know there's something special waiting for us on the way back out. My soul left my body. This game is so fucking good at introducing new, intimidating enemies. Taking a closer look, he's a hunchback abomination. We startle him and then break his ankles like Steffi.
I will not fail the mission.
During this, the man behind the computer is also being scared in real life from your radio kicking on. This part actually freaked me out so much I just spazzed out for a minute.
Next time you fucking put a hand on me, I'ma fucking rip your face off, bitch. What did he do to him? Cause he fucking pushed me next time.
So we pause the game to kick it back off and our door opens on its own. Checking the living room, someone has slipped a note under our door.
Can you hear me?
I hope the fuck not. Back in the game, Mr. Mark messages us again. It seems there's a reoccurring theme of every puzzle being glitched. But for real, I love how this game pulls you in by making you go back to the forum to find solutions for puzzles. I mean, it really, really adds this authenticity to this supposed cursed game that we're playing. Back to the story. Through the forums, we not only find the solution to the box puzzle, we also gain insight on a little bit of the creation of Nightcall.
At first I was afraid of making a horror game, since I have gone through some stuff in my life that could easily be triggered by this matter, but my shrink told me it could be healthy to explore these things through my art, so here goes nothing.
So, we solved the box puzzle by matching the various mythical creature-themed keys with a description of the cadavers. But because of the bug, you have to flip the orders around a bit. And if we paid attention to the other posts on said forum, we'll notice it's not just Mark and us that are experiencing these weird occurrences. So, after solving the puzzle, we get the key to the gardens. Another message?
These bugs are really annoying. How do we get to actually finish the game? I wonder who Amanda is. Maybe it's the girl?
After fighting our way back through the mansion, we enter the garden. We run and scrape our way through the hedge maze. This section is actually really stressful. Which, while we're on this subject, this game is survival horror in earnest. It does not pussyfoot around. By this point forward, I was barely scraping by on resources, at one point thinking I'd have to restart my save file. At the end of the maze and monsters, we find a switch that opens up the gate to the graveyard. Who doesn't love a graveyard? I'm just a little slime, please.
Brother,
We get our hands on a shotgun. Classic. At the end, we find ourselves at a dug-up grave with a key to the manor servants' quarters inside. What the fuck is that?
Hi.
This person doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
After getting through that shit show, we see this. Okay. Next door, we enter the servants' quarters. Ah, another blessed save pad. And the maid from earlier, in her bedroom.
Lorelei Green,
Yes?
what the hell is going on in this place? You locked us in and now my partner's gone missing.
No. No, I told you we shouldn't disturb her. That awful, awful woman.
What? You mean Mrs. Catherine Stoker?
Yes, Catherine. Oh, she's been ill for a while now. She isn't how she used to be. She used to be so loving, so caring. And now,
Miss Green, please. You need to tell me what's going on.
he thought he could save her. He thought the seed would bring her back.
The seed? What are you talking about?
Do you like computer games, officer? I like role-playing games. I could play them for hours. Sadly, my TV doesn't seem to be working properly. Maybe it's the storm.
What? Games?
Yes, say, maybe you and I could play a different type of role-playing game, hmm? You can be the tough copper, and I can be the sexy maid who's been a very naughty girl, hmm?
I should get going.
Now knowing the motives behind Dr. Stoker's experiments and being probed at through the fourth wall, we continue on our journey, but we need a key. Oh, Mark, you shouldn't have. Another bug. Time to do some cracking. In another post by David, he delves more into how he's made Nightcall, like how he's procured sound effects as well as some concept art smut. He yet again explains another strange bug and how to work around it. This one being getting the key from Lorelei's room, as well as one that doesn't let us use our weapon. He also talks about some bugs he can't explain, like voices and text being in the game that he didn't add, and how it's been spooking him. He feels as if the game is speaking to him. Going back to the forum of the other people talking about this game, we can see that the further they get into Nightcall, their haunting also escalates. So, after doing the workaround for the bug, we're able to open Lorelei's drawer. In it, we find the key to the greenhouse and a note from Dr. Stoker.
Lorelei, meet me at the greenhouse. We have some groundskeeping to do. and maybe some fun on the side.
We exit back the way we came in, but the door is locked. Guess we have to go back through this way. Yeah, that's special. And we can't even defend ourselves. These enemies lob vomit at us and scurry away when we approach. Other than being unsettling and annoying, we get by them alright. I'm getting flashbacks. At the greenhouse, we find another save station and a med kit right next to it. It's not like this game to throw us a big bone like that. Here we encounter our first boss of the game, Dr. Stoker.
Dr. Stoker!
Hello, officer. I wasn't expecting you here.
I have seen your lab. What were you doing to those poor people?
I was elevating them. We humans are so weak, so fragile. How many have we lost to stupid accidents, car crashes, fires, disease? I'm just trying to find a cure.
A cure for what?
Death. I can undo my mistakes. I can bring them back, stronger than they were when they left us.
You're insane.
You doubt my capabilities, child? Come now. Allow me to demonstrate. Surrender your body! Accept the seed of life! You know what I did to her, and you... You beat up my poor wife, Catherine! You bastard! How can this be?
You need to tell me what's really going on, Stoker.
Come here, boy. Come close.
Don't let them know. Keep this quiet.
What do
You
you mean?
need to hide this from the world. Hide my sins from them all.
The tree?
They will look at you and judge you.
Bodies from the cemetery have all...
They will ask why you didn't do anything. They will wonder if you're like me.
What have you done with my partner? You monster!
Don't make things harder for yourself, son.
Burn my sins away!
After playing Pop Goes the Weasel with the Doc, we finally put an end to this nefarious scheme. And we now know the reason for the atrocities committed by the late Dr. Stoker. The doctor was doing all of this to bring back his dead wife. Cliché, I know, but obviously Nightcall has a lot more going on underneath the hood. So, don't be discouraged. We've only just now dipped our toes into the horrors of Among Ashes. From Dr. Stoker's limp corpse, we find the key to Derek's room, his kid. As we try to leave the greenhouse, we're pulled from the game again. Nothing out of the ordinary this time, but as we come back, we see that Mark has contacted us. Mark sends us some bombshell information on the dev that might explain what's been going on. It's a news article recanting the tragic fate of the developer's family. When David was just a child, his mother poisoned him and his sister. David's father returned just in time to save his 2 children, but the wife, on the other hand? Now that I think about it, this might explain the weird corpses we seen in the dining hall. We already knew the game was haunted somehow, but by who? Their mother? Let's keep playing. On the second floor, we reach Derek's room.
You must be Derek Stoker.
She's going to hear you.
Who is? Your mother? Carrie?
Yes, if we make too much noise, she will get angry and punish us. She always does. If she has a bad day, it might...
I need to get you out of here, Derek.
I'm fine here. I have my games.
This place is dangerous, Derek. There are monsters all around the manor.
You're so silly.
I'm being serious, kid. We need to get you out of here.
I unlocked another skill. Finally.
Perhaps I should find a way out before I take you with me.
With more allusion to the fact that whatever's haunting this game is trying to communicate with the developer, and us. Our character in Nightcall refers to Derek as David. We see that little girl again, maybe David's sister, but she survived with David. Anyways, we leave Derek to his games. Mark? Guys, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Anyways, on Derek's Commodore, we can play a 2D adventure game called The Tree of Life. Now we're playing a game inside a game inside a game. In the game, we play as a Spanish conquistador looking for the aforementioned Tree of Life. But your compadres have fallen to the abominations, as well as your Capitan, which has been grievously injured. So, the mission is set. We fight our way through hordes of them to get to the Tree of Life to save our Capitan. It's said that the tree has mysterious powers. After completing the game, we see this. From this, we can assume this game is based on true events canonically within Nightcall, and I presume that this is what Dr. Stoker was experimenting with, which, to be honest, would explain what we've been seeing so far. But I also believe that there's a double meaning to this, one that relates to the hauntings inside of Nightcall. But we'll get to that later. Anyways, in the last screen after completing the game, it gives us a date for when this happened, which happens to be 4 digits, which also happens to be a code for a music box in Derek's room. Opening the music box creates a copy back in our apartment. The box has a lighter and a singed note that says this:
The truth hides among ashes.
Name drop? Back to the game. We now have a lighter signifying our character's reality is now intertwined with Nightcall. Just down the hall from Derek's room, we burn a painting with the lighter, finding another puzzle with hidden allegories. A children's storybook in 3 monkey pieces. Each of the 3 monkeys need to be placed in accordance to what happens inside of the storybook. They also have weird fingers, so that's pretty lit. After getting it right, we get the Ankh key. I think there was something like that where Lorelei's room was. There's an elevator with the same symbol. We find another note.
I didn't have 9 lives. The one I had, I lost that day. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? How long have I
been screaming? When did this all start?
We're pulled away. We check around our apartment again, still nothing. On our calendar, we notice the 16th of December has a burn mark, the date relating to the note we just read in Nightcall, and the date is our code for the elevator. This is the end of the game. If you want to experience this yourself, which I would recommend you would, click off now. On our way down, we see that girl again, and the woman. RE7 vibes for sure.
Oh, hell no!
I gotta say, I love how openly Among Ashes wears its inspirations on its sleeves. Okay, this is taking a while. After the chase, we find ourselves in a school. In one of the classrooms, we find a box with 3 keyholes, each with a different color. Pushing on through the door on the left, we return back to the lab. From here, there's 3 branching sections. Taking the left path, we're pursued by that strange monster again. With arrows directing us where to go. We can escape by disobeying the directions by running opposite of what the arrows are telling us. After running for dear life, we find this.
Esteemed Dr. Stoker, congratulations. The organization is very pleased with your latest developments. While we admit there was some initial hesitation on our part, it seems we did well investing in this project. Once you achieve full resurrection, you'll become a very powerful man. Good luck.
We then blast our way across a lava pit for the red key. Exiting into the tunnel again, the weirdo's back. We're back at the school? Taking the right path leads us to what seems to be another testing facility, where there are colored doors that open to their corresponding switches back in our real-life apartment. So we have to keep swapping back and forth between night call and our apartment while fending off enemies. This was one of my favorite sections in the game. It was very tense. Opening up the yellow switch lets you go further into your apartment, where we see our best friend.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
I like to see this as the game showing us that the curse has, at this point, completely encroached on our protagonist's life, now blending the game's environments with our own. From completing this part, we get the green key. The tunnels lead us back to the school, again. At the beginning of the 3 sections again. This time, we take the middle path. Oh yeah, we gosh darn need another key. Now that I think about it, this door looks kind of similar to the one from the computer game. We find the key to our roommate Amelia's door back in our apartment. What the fuck is going on with all the fingers? I've gotta say, I love the body horror in this game as well. It reminds me a lot of Junji Ito's work, with the focus on repeating a particular body part all over the victim. Anyways, we now see what fate awaits those that reach this far into this cursed game. But the Finger Boogeyman is kind enough to give us one more chance before annihilating us. That one more chance being a fair game of hide and seek, my favorite. We skulk about a forest, lighter in hand, awaiting the beast. We make our way to a monument with the finger guy. There's also a bunch of human statues looking in awe of it. I assume these were the other participants. The monument has the words Khalidou Seb engraved on it, which translates to Heart of the Desert, which, I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how this relates to the story through my own research. So feel free to let me in on it if you do know. We find ourselves at the entrance of the Tree of Life. We spiral further and further down with multiple languages written on the tree. Down at the bottom of the spiral, we find cells containing various people. As well as a screen that shows David's website, which I believe is showing us that whatever this curse is spying on its victims. But it also doubles as a cool, lore-consistent way at delivering us some more context. So this is all starting to add up now. Khalidou Seb must just be the name of the finger boy, and this Tree of Life must be real as well. So, did the mother accept a wish? Anyways, further down, we come to a maze where we're chased by the old booger butt again. This time, we have to pull 4 different switches to open a gate, which leads us back into our apartment. The lines between reality and night call are completely blurred. We sit down to our computer again. Our save file's gone.
Tom Stone. Why can't people just leave us alone until it stops raining?
Crime doesn't wait for good weather, Amy.
I didn't even know this house existed until...
That's because you're new to this town, Amy. Everyone in Outsmouth knows about Stoker Manor. The children think it's haunted. People hear strange noises coming from it all the time.
So it makes not any different.
The caller said they heard a woman screaming, like she was being killed. We can't ignore that.
This isn't right.
Good evening. We got a call a while back about some strange noises coming from the manor. Screams.
Anyways, making our way up to Dr. Stoker's office, the game is now showing its true state. Oh, dude, yes, the door build-up finally paid off. Interacting with our PC turns it off. The only place left to go is Amelia's room. Now, for the first time, we step foot into Nightcall. Instead of them coming to us, we're going to them. It's as if we're taking back control. We find a coded lockbox. Back in the school, we find photos that show us where and in what order to arrange the numbers, with the chalkboard in the classroom pointing us toward that. Opening the box, we're finally awarded our blue key. Putting the last blue key in the chest in night call, we find the black key for the middle pathway. Mark, I thought you were dead. What does this mean, though? The daughter is dead? It's Amanda. Amanda's the one who made the deal with Kali? We go through the middle door. Lorelei? Wait, it's our police partner, Amy.
Amy, is that you?
You found me. I thought you had abandoned me down here.
Never. Are you right?
Yes, I'm fine, David.
I'm so relieved. Something's awfully wrong with this place. We need to get you out of here, Amy.
What? So soon? But I have dressed up for you. Don't you like me like this? Don't you think I look sexy? Don't you want to fuck me? That's what you really want, right? That's what you all want.
It's the tree, isn't it? He gave you the seed.
Don't resist, David. Come. I don't bite. Yeah.
Amy, what are you doing?
I've seen how you look at me. I know why I'm here. Why you made me.
No, this is not what
I can feel you getting harder, David. This is what you like. Role-playing. Pretending. Hiding.
You too shall receive my seed.
No, I'm putting an end to this. I am burning all of this down.
It's a mutated Dr. Stoker, the final boss. We have to shoot explosives to stun the creature and then shoot its weak points. Again, very Resident Evil. During the fight, we get to hear more about Amanda's tragic truth.
Who do you think you are?
It's what you do best.
You talk to me like that again, boy.
Just put on your headphones and mind your fucking business, David.
The monster finally falls, being some weird mixture of Amanda's father and Dr. Stoker. We escape the apartment.
You can't save me. You're too late. But why hide the truth, David? Why did you start the fire?
Where is this? I think we're in Amanda and David's house. We find Amanda lifeless on her bed, with the impressions of a strangulation. This makes some more sense of the appearance of Callie Duseb and all of his fingers. The fingers probably alluding to her sexual abuse and strangulation. Exploring the house, we see that the father was a massive alcoholic, probably from coping with his wife's death. We also find a key in David's room. Quite ordinary for a awkward teenager. Heading down the stairs, we use the key from David's room to access the kitchen. Their father lay there dead, overdosed, with a letter.
My dear David. Son, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. Forgive me for not doing this before. Forgive me for turning into this monster. I'm broken, David. I always have been. Even before your mother. Hell. Maybe I broke her too. Maybe she was trying to escape me. Rescue you from me. Rescue Amanda. Poor sweet Amy. I didn't want to hurt her, son, I swear. I never wanted to hurt anyone. Maybe it's for the best that she's gone now. No more pain. No more tears. I hope you learn from my mistakes. Goodbye.
No flames can burn away his sins. Among ashes, the truth remains.
To end this video out, please show the dev support. We need talent like this in the industry. I have never played a AAA or a indie game that has done horror like this so creatively. It is truly on par with the giants of the industry. In my eyes, it is the indie game of the year. And honestly, it's sad a indie dev can present us with horror of this quality, but the AAA industry struggles with giving us anything but reused IPs. We need more games like Among Ashes. I would also like to take this time to mention that I set up a Patreon. Now, there's not going to be any benefits or anything like that. I'm basically just going to use it as a donation. So if you would be kind enough to give something to help me continue this kind of thing, it does take quite a lot, and I work full-time as well. This is just obviously a side gig, but I would like to buy better equipment and things like that. But by no means feel like you have to give, you know. I don't want nothing like that. I know it's hard out there, the economy's shit. Thank you for watching, and as always, take it easy.